Life in a pandemic is definitely different. Nothing is normal and everyone is not okay.
Navigating ambiguity and uncertainty and having real issues going on is really challenging for everyone.
The beginning probably was harder. I think I got a little, fearful.
The impacts are personal, they're economic, they're emotional.
Right now, I am only seeing emergency patients.
It's part of my it's my wellness improvement plan was to put away some of the toxic things in my life. One of them was not being a slave to watching the news.
There have been some challenges in terms of how, as a working parent, you try and get your work done and also shepherd your kids through their work.
I was hit very hard. I sell travel, specifically cruises, 0 for 2020.
And then sometimes you want to pull your hair out or just, get on each other's nerves.
You're collecting money and you're doing donations and all that. But people have told me more and more they're getting tired of even doing that. It's fatigue.
As a teacher, it was kind of a free-for-all for the first few days.
My youngest is doing the remote learning with his school, and my 2 older ones are doing remote learning from colleges. So it's a challenge.
So I went from working a job that I love, and I'm not going to cry. I went from working a job that I love to being hunched over a laptop for 12 hours a day. And I went from teaching to grading.
My children have been impacted, of course. The ceremonies they were looking forward to aren't going to happen.
I have kids who are putting in 12-hour workdays. I have kids who are taking care of sick parents. I've had students who've been exposed to the coronavirus in their homes, and most tragically, I've had students who've lost family members. So yeah, it's been pretty tough. I got into this because I wanted to make a difference, but I didn't quite know how hard it was going to be when we really got to this point.
I'm also very sad for the young people who are graduating. The resiliency and the adaptability and all these strengths that they're going to get from this will be there 5-10 years from now, but they don't know that right now. Right now, they're sad, they're isolated. If I have a wish for anyone, it's for them to never let this take away all that accomplishment.
My kids, and I think all kids in general, are unbelievably resilient. For the first time ever, my kids are asking to go back to school, which I think is kind of great.
We talk about what's positive, what are we grateful for?
My kids play with each other more than they've ever played with each other.
They're exploring more. We're finding new walking routes. They started doing stop motion videos with Legos. It's stuff that they wouldn't normally have the time for necessarily. So we're trying to highlight a lot of that stuff.
We have a lot of Sandler family game nights that we never used to have before. So we've been playing poker almost every single night. My kids love to use the chips. My kids are definitely going to be taking lunch money when they get back to school. There's no doubt about that.
I find that they are hanging on me often. They're very clingy. And to me, that's just needing a little extra support.
I've had to take a look at this big lesson plan that I put out there, this unit plan for, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and then kind of slow it down, because my number one priority is making sure that my kids are okay.
My husband and I have family here in town. My mom, who's recently a widow, we lost dad in November, is self-quarantined, so we check in on her.
I'm still also dealing with my 84-year-old father. So that's the only thing that's making me have to really leave the house.
My in-laws are residents here at Fellowship Village. Our father-in-law became ill, was at Morristown Memorial, and now back at Fellowship Village.
I have not hugged or kissed my father in weeks.
My heart breaks for not only our extended family, but also for all the families out there who can't see their loved ones, who are saying that final goodbye, but possibly virtually. It is really, really heartbreaking.
Sometimes I wonder whether I can have the emotional bandwidth to keep going at the rate I've been going.
The kids are doing okay. They're actually pretty resilient. They know that this will pass. We just have to have faith that things are going to get better, and they will for sure.
My wife is expecting, due in September, and that has been good news, something we can really look forward to that's been helping us get through this tough time.
Each day that goes by is one day closer to getting through this.